Hey fellow tankers, this is Toaster again with another Ace Mastery in my M4 Ravioli. We are on Siegfried line, and let's go ahead and get it started. I've talked about this tank a lot. It's basically got a good gun, but it's kind of slow, and the reload is a long reload, like 11 seconds, unless you have... I have brothers in arms on this crew, and I'm using food, so that's what's helping out my reload. But I want to go field because the amazing DPM, well, not the DPM, but the amazing shell velocity on this thing. And I kind of get into it with the arty. As you may well know, I don't like arty. But anyway, I probably shouldn't have, but that's the fact. And then after the game, what's funny is he actually congratulated me on the carry, basically. And I told him, never give up. Just because your team doesn't deploy the way you want them to doesn't mean anything. So he's saying another loss, and I'm going, why are you still sitting in field, you know? And once I say that, he moves. It's like he couldn't think for himself. Anyway, the long and short of it is I can't stand arty, and therefore I have a hard time with arty players, especially when they complain. So so now I'm just getting into position here to try and get some sniper shots, because that's what you've got to do with this thing, especially in a tier 9 game. And you'll see I have limited success here. This is a good spot though, because you can see the guys, like for instance that T-34 black that's sitting out there. I'm still talking trash with this guy, but anyway, that T-34 black, you can get shots on him if he overcommits, which he does, but of course I miss because I had to snap it. But so here I see this guy behind me. Okay, so I'm trying to kind of stay out of his way. For one thing, I don't want to eat a 750 alpha shots, and a lot of TDs will do this. They'll come up behind you and then sit behind where you, because they saw that you got a shot. So the problem with that is if I pull forward to get a shot, and eventually I do, because I don't think that he realizes he's got shots on this T-34 black. But you got to be careful with guys like this. Anyway, let's continue the replay. But it's something to really think about. And then if he fires, he loses all camo. So he decides to move off, which is fine. But he loses all camo if he fires. So therefore, people are going to shoot at him and hit you. So we get a nice shot in the T-34 there. And I'm just trying to get a shot on this IS-3. As you can tell, I'm not a professional player or anything. I mean, I make mistakes, such as trying to get gun depression, not quite having enough here. But I get an outline to start with, and then luckily this guy is, I mean, he's sitting in the middle of a field, you know, why would he do that? But anyway, he's not getting shot for it, but now he is. So we're up to 800 damage. It's kind of it's 1 to 4, and so game's a little scary. I should have loaded heat here, but I didn't. You know, I cheaped out. Would have had another shot of damage there. Just hitting the side of that pike nose. So it's 2 to 4, but they're pushing around the outside, so I want to clear out town if I can, and I miss an opportunity for a shot on this T-34. But I use my heat round and of course miss his turret. So I'm watching the map, and we are just getting owned in the field, which I expected because we sent nobody field. I mean, in one sense, the guy's right. We need to defend field, but I'm not going out there alone as a tier 8 with not great DPM. So I noticed this AC-48's clipping out, and so I want to help and make sure that they don't push too hard. So I'm looking for a shot on that Centurion, but instead I get the 257 lower plate, so we'll take that all day. I knew I'd get spotted there, And this thing is so soft that Artie loves to shoot at you. So I'm staying on the back side of the hill to make it hard for them to hit me. So we're pulling it back a little bit, 6 to 7, but we still have no map control whatsoever. And this is the time where I reposition, because I assume that they're going to come around the field side, and so I want to be kind of set up for that. But I do see this T-34 Black is still in the city, and I'd like to clear him out before we get ready to defend. And luckily, they're taking their time. There is a AMX 5100 there, but fortunately he gets taken out by the Artie, I believe. So I do get the kill shot on the T-34 Black, and of course my only interest at this point is getting Artie safe. And I do notice that there's a Schwarzpanzer over there, so I'm going to go over, and I'm not necessarily going to defend Artie because I feel like I'm more important alive than they are. That might be mean to say, but in a city map, I just don't feel like they're that valuable. And I don't have the DPM anyway. That guy would rip me up because he's full health. So I'm just double bushing and getting shots, because if he does eventually rush me, I want to make sure that he's low enough health that, and I'm struggling with gun depression here. I want to make sure he's low enough health that I can take him out. So now that they're in this dip, both of them, it's just farm city, because all I got to do is pull over, get a shot, and then pull back. And the Leopard has 0 armor, so that makes it easy. So we're down a couple of tanks, 3 tanks. Now we're even finally. So the ISM gets taken out by Artie, and we're still full health. We've got 2,700 damage and we're full health. And you notice that I'm loading an HE round because the only guys that are left are a Scorpion G and the 2 Arties, and all 3 of those are really soft. So I'm not too worried about not penning. I should pen my shots. So eventually you'll see I don't pen one on the Scorpion G, but I looked in the after action report, and I killed his commander, his gunner, and took his engine down too. So it's worth using HE sometimes, even if you don't full pen. So I like to come up here because this spot is kind of an interim middle spot that you can see if you get lit or if you light anything in the field. And so I kind of paused there in case I did get lit, but I didn't. So you've got to take a few chances towards the end of the game to secure it. Especially it's 12-13 and they have 2 Arties, so they could very easily win this. So I don't get lit by the Artie, which is very nice, and we're able to one-shot him with that HE round. So that's the best thing that could have happened. That Scorpion G is capping. We don't know it's the Scorpion G, but either way, it's the best thing that could have happened in my opinion, because it tells us right where one of them is, and both of those guys are really dangerous to this tank. So I decide that if it's the Artie capping, then the Scorpion G is probably screening from the location that I was sitting sniping for a lot of the game. So I want to make sure that I do light him if in fact he's up here trying to defend. It turns out it's not. It is a Scorpion and cap, but at any rate, that's why I'm playing it from this side. So you'll notice too in chat, I noticed that the IS-6 has 12% health, which is probably like 150 health or something, way less than what the Scorpion has in damage. So I said, let me take the hit because I'm full health and I can't take my hit points with me. So we do hit him for 180, which is less than optimal, but he's fired now, so I feel like I can push up and get another shot. So we do, and he fluffs his shot. And he can't see me at this point because his commander's dead. I didn't know that, but I figured he was just trying to go after the IS-6 because he was lower health. So we're still using HE, and that's basically the end of the game because the Arty is actually out in the field, and the IS-6 of all things spots and kills him, but ended up getting 6 kills, which is a Top Gun and 3,900 damage. And so, yeah, I like this tank. It's fun, and it's not very expensive compared to some of the other tanks that you can buy. I think it's 7,300 gold, and it's in the tech tree. So I would suggest for intermediate to advanced players to go ahead and pick one up. And it makes money. Oh man, does it make money. In tier 10 games, a lot of times it doesn't make as much, just because of the fact that it is, you have to use a lot of heat. It only has 200 penetration, but that shell velocity allows you to hit moving targets really easy. It's almost like tier 10 shell velocity. It's that good. I think it's 1,400 meters a second or something. So when guys are out in the field, they're fairly easy to hit. So we know that I don't shoot at the arty, but I intentionally knock down all the cover to try and make the arty think that I'm in one of the cover locations in case he does fire on me. So that's the end of the game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the after action report, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Okay, here we are at the after action report, and you can see got an ace mastery. We got a I don't even know how to pronounce that medal. We got 2 tank destroyers, basically 1 tier higher than us. We got a defender, we got a tank sniper. That happens often in this, and then of course we got a Top Gun. And if you look down here, where is that thing at? Oh, Rheinmetall. Yeah, 4 critical hits to him. So we did 3,900 damage. The T-54 E1 came in second with 2,300 damage. But we got, basically, if we sort by experience, we got, almost double the next guy. So, and we didn't block anything. We didn't spot for ourselves, really. But still, with all that said, I made 50,000 credits. Now, probably would have made 30,000 credits because I do use food on this. If you'd like to see more replays, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks.